right now? Anybody? Oh yeah, see? Good choice, my friend.
I do.
My wife's on day 3 and I wish her well.
All right, we got some people in the auction, so we'll have to, oh, there's some people coming.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Yeah, or maybe.
All right, it's live now.
All right. Are we streaming?
Looks like it.
Yeah. You let me know. What
Started.
is that?
We're censored.
Why are we censored? We're like straight up censored.
All our faces are like blocked out.
Yeah, that's weird.
You have the thing.
I thought you knew pictures.
I don't
Hold on.
understand what the live stream is doing.
Oh, whoa, yeah.
Dude,
There, I
you
just
have
moved
something
it.
wrong with
Click on the notification thing. It has an alert box on top of everything.
You're hilarious.
It's literally like a black center box.
Yeah, there is.
Just the faces.
Yeah, you see everything around.
That's
And then
We're streaming from like North Korea or something. That's crazy.
so
Wow.
gangsta.
It's me. Something else.
Okay.
I think
Well, we're gonna
That's weird.
you can work that out. We're gonna get started. My name is Joel Valley. I do a little tiny show called Media Glitch. It's small. What's funny is it's small on YouTube, but we're actually a live TV station in Albuquerque, and we had 98,000 weekly viewers who watch that. Then it gets cut up. Then it gets put on YouTube. So it's my channel is a little bit different of a beast, but I was gonna do a panel, and I was like, well, I want to bring some friends on. So we're just gonna go down. Why don't you guys just introduce each other, let them know a little bit about your channel if they don't know, because we're recording this too.
Okay, I'll go next. I'm Radical Reggie. Some of you guys may know me from the Metal Jesus Rocks channel. I've been doing YouTube probably seriously for about 2 years now, actually. And I do videos like hidden gems, unknown games, breaking the seal, gameplay videos, things like that. So yeah, I hope to keep it going, and yeah, I'm glad you guys are here.
Yes. Yeah, and thank you guys, everyone who came.
Appreciate it.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm Saramaru. I do a small program on YouTube called Retro Japan. I focus mainly on import games.
Yes.
Lately, I've been doing a lot of collabs with Reggie. We do a lot of hidden import gem videos.
He hasn't asked me to collab yet.
Yeah, and I've been doing it for about 2 years.
Awesome.
All right, I'm John. I have a channel called Intrigue Gaming. I just started recently in January, so I'm still trying to find my way, my niche. I do live streamings with my daughter occasionally, and just the basic unboxing, things of that nature, reviews. So I'm just starting off, so I'm hopefully gonna learn a lot from these guys.
I fixed it.
And I am the immortal John Hancock. And so I've been seriously doing YouTube since December of 2015. I had a channel a lot longer, but and so I do everything from complete collection videos. I live stream every other week, do a collector chat there, help fill the collectors out. Product reviews, first looks, weird stuff that people haven't heard of, and I'm just getting going.
Awesome. And last.
My name is X. I am the CEO of Excessive Exclusives. My channel is Excessive Exclusives. We are about graffiti, gears, and video games. And what that means is that graffiti, I am an international graffiti artist from Spain, and I live now here in the United States. I am also an exotic car collector, so on my channel we show you how we actually repair and restore exotic cars such as Lamborghinis, such as Ferraris, and a lot of Dodge Vipers. That's what we specialize in. And as a fashion designer, we show you how to not only make certain things, but to restore custom consoles and paint custom consoles. So when you see many of those consoles that either have wet wraps on them or an actual paint job that you would see on a car, for example, I have a 1972 Pantera that has pretty much a fender would have a $5,000 paint job. You could put that and apply that to an N64. And so that is the channel that I have at the moment. I've been doing YouTube probably about like 2 years, but this is like my first serious year that I'm getting into it.
Awesome. And I invited these guys. I know, well, the only one I don't know really well is you. but I know all these guys really well, and they're great guys. But one reason why I wanted them all on here is because we all have different sub counts. We all have different goals with our channel, different styles, and different stories. And why, and it's basically why should you or should you not start a YouTube channel is what I wanted to talk about, because there's been a lot of changes that have happened in YouTube recently. And I know there's a lot of people that want to get out there and they have something to say, and honestly I believe that. I believe that everyone has a voice and everyone has something good to bring to the world and to the community and stuff like that. And so but before you jump in, maybe you should know what you're jumping into, you know? And so that's kind of why I wanted to do that. And basically, because like you said earlier, you said you were thinking about starting a YouTube channel. So maybe there's questions out there you guys have that one of us may be able to answer for that. So I want to just, and then we can just go down and fellas, try to keep it short.
Right.
But like, and we'll go in that same order that we were doing, unless you don't have nothing to say. But why do you guys do YouTube? Why did you start it to begin with? And why, you know what I mean?
Okay, I'll start off. Originally, I didn't really even want to do YouTube. I just wanted to possibly be on Jason's channel. You know, I enjoyed doing that. But as the more I was on his channel, I got a lot of letters from people saying they wanted to see me do my own channel. And they were like heartfelt letters and saying, maybe you should do your own channel. So the reason I decided to do it because I thought it was a way to preserve footage of myself over the years. You know, as I get older, I see how I looked when I was younger. I just thought it was a good way to just kind of look at myself back in the day or whatnot. So I don't have a lot of film of myself as a kid, and I kind of regret that. So I thought this was a good way to kind of film myself. So I started doing videos for everybody's entertainment and myself.
Why did you start?
So,
Or why do you, maybe not why do you start, why do you do it?
Right.
Why do you do YouTube today?
so I do it for a couple reasons. One, I love import games. I love to play Japanese games. I want to share that with people in the YouTube space. There are people who do the same types of things that I do, but I also started, around the time I started my channel, I started doing like the indie dev thing, and I created a game called FX Unit Yuki for the PC Engine, and it's now on
It's
PC
here.
Engine, Dreamcast,
Just to
Sega
pick it up.
Genesis, and soon PC. So part of the reason that I have my YouTube channel is so that I can do update videos on my own game and then talk about Japanese
So
games
use it
that I
in
like.
a form of advertising sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
certainly.
Great game, by the way.
Yeah, it is an awesome
Thank
game.
you.
It is. Intrigued?
All right, I basically got into YouTube, started really like interconnecting with Joel and Reggie, and started a while back. I didn't ever really have a plan to do a YouTube channel. I just basically was looking for companionship at the time. I was watching over my dad. I was a caretaker for my dad and working a full-time job. So my social life went from going out with friends and having fun to being like, no, I can't do it. And after you say no a few times, they just stop asking, you know. So I was looking for that to socialize with somebody. So I befriended these guys online, and I seen how much fun they were having doing it. So I said, why not? Why can't I do it? So I just started out. I'm brand new, so I'm learning as I go. But so far, I'm having a lot of fun with it.
This is literally his first con.
Yeah.
And I
First
went, hey, come on my panel.
First
Yeah, that's cool.
And everyone's like,
I'm lucky.
yeah, everyone's like, you lucky bastard. But you know what the thing is I remember I know how hard it is to start off, you know, and you need some help.
Yeah.
You need some help, man.
Yeah, you've given me so much help. Like, thank you, Media Coach.
Oh, yeah.
So I was an educator in a collection. My collection was known a long time ago in the community, and I did a series of DVDs of like sharing my knowledge about nuts and bolts of video game collecting. And I used to sell those at Classic Gaming Expo back in the early 2000s. And so people wanted me to do YouTube. I didn't want to do it. Became friends with Metal Jesus, guest on his channel. Kind of put it off. I was working 2 jobs at the time. I was a college instructor teaching intro to game development, and it just crazy amount of stuff steamrolled. Finally did a YouTube channel, and never look back. I have, 11,000 plus games, 31 complete collections. I have unlimited amount of stuff to talk about. I love educating people about stuff they may not know about. And that's really why I do it. It's connection with people and being able to talk about, instead of talking to my coworkers, what the heck is that? Well, we don't know, we don't care. But you talk to gamers, and out there's tons of gamers of different walks of life that care about this stuff. And so I've met some great friends and people, and it's been a blast.
Awesome. How I started, and I want you to put your mind into 2010, and I want you to think of technology in 2010. So smartphones, not really a thing yet. Cameras aren't really great. Brother gets me a GoPro. And at that time, we raced a lot of motorcycles, so we put our GoPros on everything. At that time, if you whipped out a camera, people were really reluctant to be on film. So if you had a camera at that time, no one really wanted to do it. But I wanted to tell stories. And the story that I wanted to tell was about me and my brother in automotive racing and street racing, and sometimes illegal street racing. And it was really cool. Unfortunately, while I was filming, my brother passed away. And I actually filmed his funeral, his eulogy, and all that stuff. And I stopped for a long time. Didn't want to. Then I got into video game collecting by seeing John Hancock, by seeing Radical Reggie, by seeing the Metal Juice Rocks group. But there was, I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. You just add something to it. And so when I would hear about stories of them going to Goodwill and stuff like that, I decided to go to Goodwill, and I would find broken consoles. And then the thing is, I had an accident 4 years ago that left me paralyzed from the waist down. And there was an owner of a large bar called Endgame here who came and gave me a box. I'm in the hospital. And he says, hey, I know you like broken stuff and you like art because you paint all this stuff. Here's a bunch of consoles. And then I found another guy on YouTube in the UK that fixes consoles. And so I taught myself how to fix consoles through YouTube. So the point of my channel is to teach people that anything you can take apart, you can put back together and even make it look better. And more importantly, to customize something for yourself. Because having something that's tailored to you will make you feel better and it'll get the attention you want. So that's the passion to my channel.
Awesome.
And I think I started my channel for, man, there's a million different reasons. I do film full time. That's my, I do a feature film, or I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Netflix is out there. Be a mesh up of all that, and then and I was like, man, this is gonna be the greatest thing that ever hit the internet. Man, people are their minds are gonna be blown, and like 2 people cared, And so then I decided, you know what? I think I want to do something a little different, and that's when I started to think about the Road to Recovery, which is a series that I do. And just to give you to catch you up to speed, if you don't know, I was a drug addict. I was paranoid schizophrenic. I was diagnosed when I was 15 years old. Kind of just born into drugs. And drugs were just a normal part of my life all the time, and even affected me, my birth, and having a hair lip and stuff. Didn't have very many friends, but I had a Nintendo. I had a Nintendo Entertainment System. And though I didn't have many friends or any friends sometimes, I always had that. That never let me down. And sadly, as I got older, drugs got harder, and I sold off my collection to pay for drugs and lost everything. And the road to recovery was me getting those back slowly and making a video about it, And so I have a story to tell, and that's why I'm on YouTube. I didn't know that I was going to get a call from Comcast. I didn't know they were going to want to put it on live TV and make a TV show. And that's just kind of like, it comes with the thing. But in the end, I want to just say to people, hey, there's a way out. You don't have to be an addict your whole life. You don't have to be a schizophrenic, or there's a way to beat these things, And a lot, honestly, I still suffer from, like, when I leave this con, I'm gonna have to go and lock myself in a room and get all the anxiety off, because it's insane. But you know what's gonna help me do that? A video game. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna play a video game, and it's just gonna go off of me. But one thing you'll notice that no one said here was, oh, I did it for the money.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's one thing I wanted to say here today was, if you're getting in this for the money, you may be getting in for the wrong reason. Because it's tough. Is it possible? Yes, 100%. But it's tough. And so like,
And it's tougher now.
it's really tough.
It's tougher now because if you're thinking to jump in to make money, there's 1,000 other people that are thinking the same thing that are going to start the channel at the same time.
Yep.
And it's
Same
not to
stuff.
discourage. I'm not trying to be critical, but I'm a realist. I'm like, you know, I give it to you. You're not going to make money for a long time, probably.
So why should they get into it? Go ahead. Oh, no,
Yeah, for reasons I talked about, you know, like doing videos for fun or just for yourself and seeing what you could do. I mean, just because you're not making money at it, you could create something that's really like beautiful. You know, me personally, I didn't even, well, when I first started the channel, when I started doing videos seriously, I wanted to try to do reviews, and they came out pretty good. I mean, they got better as I went on, but.
Can I stop you?
Oh, go ahead.
This man used to edit on his cell phone.
Yeah.
His episodes on his cell phone, dude.
That's how I learned how to do it. Hilarious. That's a whole other story. But yeah, that was. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Great way to start, by the way.
Yeah, but it shows people that you don't need all the fancy equipment.
You
don't
don't.
balance
You,
stuff.
you could put something together without, having all that fancy equipment, and that's how I started out. And my videos were pretty enjoyable. You know, people liked them, and doing them for myself. You know, doing a review and seeing how I did, I kind of impressed myself. I said I want to keep trying this, and putting the knowledge out for people really like kind of inspired me. Like people liked the videos. I said, Reggie, can you do some more? I didn't know about this game, and that really pumped me up. So I kept doing it, and you know, I wasn't making money, but I had the opportunity, the option to monetize my videos. Because Jason had told me, you should monetize your videos when you get a chance. I did that, but I didn't even notice that I was making money. Next time I looked at my account, it said there was $300 in there, so it all added up after a couple of years, and then, you know, it started like, once you start making money, you're like, all right, cool. So that's how it was.
But it's still not big change.
It's
like,
not big change, you know. It was like, for me, there was like $300. I went and bought a game with some games with that, and good to go.
when you think about the time and the money and the spent in front of your computer, in front of your camera, it doesn't equal out very well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and a lot of it too is, like for me, like I can relate with anxiety, so thank you for saying that. And with doing this, it can be stressful. And it's good to keep a gauge on that because you want to do it for the right reasons and have fun, but it can be very stressful. I'm a teacher, I'm used to talking, and so when I look at a camera, I like to pretend it's just talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And so if you're not a people person, like that can be hard, and sometimes it can be stressful, and sometimes people can say terrible things, and being able to know that when you put it out there, people may say tough things, and so being ready for that, just know that it's worth it for me, but just know that that comes with the territory. When you put yourself out there and make yourself vulnerable, it can be challenging.
Sorry about that. We just had like this rock and roll band. They kicked in, didn't they? All of a sudden, boy.
You have no copyright yet.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm probably like a little.
I'd like to ask questions about that.
Yeah.
All the copyright.
Oh, we'll get.
Yeah,
If you got
we'll-
questions, we'll do a some.
Yeah.
Well, why should someone get into it?
You know, so earlier I mentioned the reasons that I got into it because I wanted to make import games and I wanted to promote my game. The one thing I did not realize would happen as a bonus is all the amazing people that I met just doing YouTube, all of these people up on this panel, you know, and such incredible insight too from a lot of these folks here. And that was a complete bonus, is that I made friends that shared similar interests, that I get to hang out with here at gaming conventions and nerd out with, just for doing what I love. And that alone was probably the biggest bonus that I can think of for
Right.
doing something like this.
And honestly, that's a huge part, just the community that of friends and you know, like he's been to the house, hung out, you know, and man, I've met so many cool, amazing people who love those same things that I do. Because I remember when I'm good friends with Happy Console Gamer, and the reason I found him is because he made a Phantasy Star video, and I didn't know anyone liked Phantasy Star except me, you know. And then I found people who loved Ease. Jimmy from Lots of Games is a really good friend of mine. He comes out to the house a lot. We're really good friends. I found him because he did an interview with one of the developers of Ease, you know. And it's so cool, like, to go from, you know, speaking for myself, someone who didn't have a lot of friends growing up, to finding people who have the same love and the same interests that we do. So I'll let you guys answer the question, then I'm gonna open it up to the crowd too. Go ahead.
Repeat the question again. It's why they should.
Why should they?
Okay.
Start.
So here's my theory on life.
Oh my goodness.
All of you here, you don't know this, but yes, you are students of life. At the same time, you are teachers as well. So with Johnny Immortal, both of us are educators. I like to say I'm an instructor, not a teacher, because I instruct. But the thing is this, we all have different knowledge that it is necessary for us to share with each other for us to grow as a society. So when I'm fixing consoles, I have breakfast with Reggie, right? I have breakfast with Reggie, and I said, oh man, I gotta finish modding my Game Boy because I need to go around testing Game Boy games and stuff like that, right? And while we were eating, I'm taking this apart, and Reggie's asking me like, oh, is this what you, like, do you just take it apart like this, you just do that? And I'm telling him what it is. At the same time, today when we were going out, if I never watched one of his pickup videos, I never would have found Ninja Turtles 3 on the Game Boy for him, which he doesn't have. So it's like we're sharing that knowledge. It just circles back to each other. So why you should get into this is because you have a knowledge of something that you need to share with someone. You have a skill that you need to share with someone, and at the exact same time, you have a skill that you need to perfect, a craft that is there. Whether it is talking in front of people, whether it is just showing people what is out there, and that skill will pay off more in life, meeting a bunch of friends, bringing a community to you, than a dollar bill ever will. So,
Right.
there you go.
Not.
I can't tell you why you should do it. That's for you to decide. But
That's
I can
it.
tell you why I did it. And I made friends before I decided to make a YouTube channel with Joel, and actually I found out about him through Happy Console Gamer when he gave me a shout out. So that's really funny. It's all interconnected. But I did it just to basically challenge myself, see what I can do, if I can do it. Can I put out content that I like to see? Like, I don't want to put out something that is, I mean, I understand I'm very new, so I'm pretty unskilled, but I want to do the best job I can for myself. I have a passion for it. I have a passion for video games. I'm a little shy when it comes to talking to the camera, but on live streams, I sort of open up and myself. So I'm still learning as I go, but I think if you have a passion for it or you want to challenge yourself, I think that'd be a really good reason. That's why I did it.
Right on. And basically, it's kind of a trick title, this panel, you know, because everyone's reason why is different, you know, why you should start one. None of us are gonna have the same reason, and none of us are gonna have the same reason why you shouldn't, you know, except for maybe you shouldn't if you're just looking to make money.
Right.
But if you're looking to make friends, it might be a good place. Is there any advice you guys would give, like, hey, if you're gonna do this, know this, besides the money aspect?
I would
Getting
say,
into it.
I would say before you start or when you start, reach out to other people that are streaming, other people that are putting out videos. Be active in their comments. Be active in their live streams. That's how I made friends with these guys, just by being on their live streams and talking to them. You know, then once you get that, you get this little group going of friendships, and then it sort of spreads, you know, and it helps out. It's helped me out a lot, as you can see. I'm on a panel.
Well, me too. I would never imagine I'd be on a panel with Radical Reggie, John Hancock, all you guys. Like,
but you see some
crazy.
smaller channels putting out content, but they're not interacting with anyone else on anywhere. They're just putting it out, they're putting their tags on it, and they're hoping that it hits the algorithm or whatever. But
And it might.
You have to, it might, you're right, it might. But I felt like if I network and I talk to people and just saying, hi, how's your day? That might change someone's day. Like I've been in that spot where I've been on a live stream and someone's asked me how I'm doing, and it changed my day, you know, so.
I think the other thing too, when you do it, allow yourself to accept criticism that will help your channel.
Yes.
And sometimes pride can get in your way. You take that pride and swallow it. Because if you hear something and you want to not hear it, but inside a little voice is saying, you know they're right. You know, because my videos started out there pretty terrible. And you know, I didn't have a tripod, I didn't have lighting, I didn't edit. And I learned from that. I've gotten a lot better. I have a lot of room to grow, but you know, I'm limited with technology and time and stuff. But like, I've listened to the criticism that was real and true, and it's made my channel better. And I thank those people for saying it because they wanted to help you, but they may not even say it in the right way. But like, but listen to those people that are trying to help you in a positive way, or even in a critical way. They're trying to help you. You know, sometimes people can't say things the right way, especially online.
100% that.
Yeah.
Be prepared to take constructive criticism. When I first started off, I used to do like these, you know, vertical videos, and you know, and people were like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, exactly. But you know, it happens. And I don't know how many of you guys know Smash JT. He's another YouTuber.
Yeah.
He came. He used to do these things where he criticized channels live, and he doesn't do that anymore. But I would come on and be like, "Hey, can you look at my channel?" It's like, "Well, first off, you know, do that, and you know, speak up, and blah blah blah," you know. And I'm like, "Man, okay, harsh," but you know, it really helped. It helped me be more open, you know, because I was very introverted and I would keep to myself. But now I don't have that issue anymore. I'm able to talk because I took that.
We can't shut them up, actually.
Because I took that constructive criticism, you know, and I'm not afraid anymore. So yeah, 100%. But John had to say, you know.
I would say, if you're gonna get into YouTube, I hope you have a thick skin.
Yeah.
Because once the trolls come, it's not nice. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
I've gotten some comments, man. The latest one I got was, this is the latest one I got, was, please, sir, don't ever have kids because you're so ugly. You should not ever reproduce with anyone. And
Too late. He's got 12 kids.
I know, they like, I got a gang load of kids and a super hot wife. It's crazy. It's crazy, dude. It's not a lie, my wife's really hot. I don't know how I got her. But what's crazy is I always write them back. I'm like, I'll joke around. I'll just be like, dude, you're totally right, man. It's like, I'm like, luckily I've never had a girlfriend, so I don't think that's even gonna happen, man. So you're cool, you know. And sometimes I would say, honestly, 80% of the time, I will write back the most sweetest. I never like, oh, F you and go off on them. I write the sweetest comment you've ever heard. And they feel like garbage. And then they go, well, sorry, you know, I wasn't really trying. And then they become a subscriber. And then, you know what I mean? Like, but, you know, I would honestly, if you don't take criticism well, you know, and there's a difference, like criticism and then there's trolling, right? If you can't take that in at the moment, like, you know, I would be careful because you could go off, say some really stupid stuff, and then your time on the internet is done.
Yeah.
You know, there's trolls waiting, especially when you get old, like bigger. They're just waiting for you to mess up so that they can rip you apart.
You know, you've made it when people are doing parody channels and going after you, and they have like a section. You know, because people get jealous. They get jealous. A lot of jealousy, a lot of hate. They can't stand someone being
obsession too is kind of.
Oh yeah.
Obsession, yeah.
And it's tough. Like I'm a sensitive guy like anybody, and it's tough. There's days it's good, and there's days it's not. I've gotten better at handling it, but you know, I just, you know, I don't pay attention to trolls. Never call them out. The more you call them out, the more they win. You know, and just, you know, turn the other cheek, and it's just not worth the time.
Luckily, I'm small enough. I hadn't had to deal with that yet.
Yeah. Well, like I remember.
But this is really good advice. I'm soaking all this in.
Early on, I was watching Reggie's channel, and there was a guy in there, and he was just like throwing out the racial slurs, and I'm in my house like, I'm pissed. I want to go off, and Reggie's like, forget that guy. He doesn't even pay him no mind. I was like,
I learned a lot.
Okay.
That makes them mad because they want a response from you.
Attention.
And you just go to the next question, like, respond to them, you know, and it gets them mad. They end up falling off and leaving or whatnot. But, you know, I had people try me, all kind of stuff. But like I said, just ignore it. Especially if you're doing something like a live stream and people are like asking you questions and whatnot, you don't have to read everything. Just read the stuff that's positive. And then, you know, if anybody's trying to like disturb or say anything crazy like that, they'll go away because you're not paying attention to them.
Try to have a moderator too. It's helpful because then they can block the people that are trying to troll.
Yeah, and because they're probably interrupting other people that have real questions or want to talk to you. So that's a good thing to have in your.
I had one guy come in and say he was going to kill me in my stream. Because I'm going to find you, I'm going to kill you. And that was probably the only time I did a negative response. And I was so happy with like my Media Glitch family, I call them, because they were all like, Joel, you did it wrong. You shouldn't have handled it. Like in the chat, you know, they're like, you're better than that, you know? And they're calling me out. And I was like, man, that's when I was like, man, these people care, you know? And going back to that, like, community, right? We all, like, it's crazy that we're all here and we're friends and we all started out just like commenting on each other's videos.
Yep.
But here's one thing I would say. Also take caution. Because not everyone who seems to be your friend is going to be your friend, right? Like you may get burned. Always take it slow, you know, and check those things out.
I'd add that fans aren't friends either.
Yeah.
And take that with the safety for your family and your personal, like fans are fans, and again, fans aren't friends. You have to have one step removed. You know, someone says, hey, you know, do you ever do private tours of your game collection? Why? Because you're not my friend. You follow my channel. No offense, but that's into my personal realm, and that's one step removed that I need to have for safety of my family.
And you have to also understand, like, it's weird because you are on their TV, you are on their cell phones all the time. They're watching you, and sometimes people think, like, one guy came up to me in a bathroom, and I'm peeing, and he says, "I love your show." And I was like,
yo, bro,
you know, I have
like in a vulnerable spot, like
you know, but in their mind, I think they think we're friends. I don't know. I've never seen you, dude. I've never seen you. You know, let me shake this out, and then we can go talk. But like, you know, it's interesting, and I understand though.
YouTube's a lot more personable than like classic TV.
Right.
You know, you can live stream, you can talk to the chat, you ask questions, you interact. You know, a TV star is just, they're projecting. But YouTube is a lot of, you project, but you also pull it in too, you know?
In every moment, you're being watched.
Yeah.
And it's good and bad. So like went to the East Coast for the first time this last year, and my wife was on the channel, and the people weren't even seeing her, heard her voice, turned around and said, "Oh, hey Sarah, how's it going?"
Wow.
They knew because she was on my channel. They heard from her voice. Wow. So they like pay attention to this intricate details at times. So be ready for that, the good and bad. Like, I really like the shirt that he had on episode, you know, on this channel, and I'd like, I forgot what it was. To go back in the video and like, thank you, but it's a little creepy.
So I know. Oh, sorry. You want to get something?
I was gonna go back about the troll.
Go ahead.
Well, as far as trolling goes, in the end, it's just words. You know, you can just choose to completely ignore them. In the end, you're the one who's doing the video, not them. So most of the time, it's just fueled from jealousy. And if somebody is insistent, turn it around. This T-shirt I'm wearing right now, this was actually the product of a troll.
Yeah.
A troll came to my channel, and he said we got into it, and he's like, "Don't you ever come to Japan, or I'm gonna ruin your Tokyo." And everyone started laughing. They're like, "Ruin my Tokyo," and then somebody is like, "Oh, I'm gonna go, ruin my wife's Tokyo," and then everyone started using "ruin your Tokyo" as a verb. So I went and made a shirt, and to this day, even though I have a video game, even though I have IPs of stuff, this is my best-selling shirt. Ruin your Tokyo, because it became a meme. Flip it around, and that guy never came back.
Let's grab some questions. Anyone? There she is.
Hi, a mouthy one.
What's your name?
Oh, Jasenia. I'm also known as Nia from the YouTube channel Mars and Nia.
Oh, okay.
Copyright is a very really weird thing that's getting weirder every year. Because first it was, my understanding was 10 seconds of a clip of an audio of song. And you're fine, don't go past 10 seconds,
Right.
Otherwise they can either say take that video down or they get the credit. We follow that to a T and we're like, no, we're getting credit. I'm like, okay, we edited it again, re-uploaded. Like 4 seconds, maybe 5. Same thing. And it was this techno beat from Transylvania, the third one, where they're finding the Kraken, because we were going to a game store. We do a lot of nerd stuff. And we were going to a game store in Vegas, and we thought that was kind of fun music, and like a small clip, yeah. And it was such a weird thing. We just kind of gave up, because we're small. We're not getting, we don't even qualify to be monetized. We're just having fun. But we're very passionate. Find royalty-free music, and then sometimes you find out it's not that free. Or like little things like, oh, you had a clip of a certain type of drum, like the littlest things that get you a copy strike that YouTube can't even explain to you properly what you did.
And they never will.
Yeah, okay, good.
What were you gonna say, Ray?
So it's not just me being little.
No,
it's not.
Okay, so.
Like, how do you navigate copyright, basically? I'm so sorry to go on this weird tangent.
It's
I'm just trying to understand
It's
it.
very
So,
confusing.
It's very confusing. I couldn't even narrow down the
This
question.
was for the Castlevania?
Just
No, Transylvania.
Transylvania.
Yeah.
So it's-
She's dealing with
where, like,
movies.
She's dealing with any music.
It varies with certain things.
Yeah.
Like it could be 3 seconds, 5 seconds, and 10 seconds. They never really tell you.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate. But when it comes to music, I noticed that if
Konami will rip you apart.
Yeah, they do. They take everything apart. But if you talk over it a little, if you talk over the music,
We did. Like, we
and
were
it
talking.
still pulled it. Was
Yeah,
it loud? Was it
we
loud?
were
Was
in
music
this-
loud though?
Yeah. Well, I guess it could have been, but you could still hear us pretty
Yeah.
clearly. We were doing like a vlog style thing of Vegas, and they had this like Japanese themed arcade where you paid for set times. Like you pay for an hour, and all the games are free play.
Right.
It was really awesome. There were some rare arcade machines, and we thought this was kind of fun to jazz it up. The clip, and it was only just for that portion of it. It wasn't like the whole shebang.
Right.
And I was like, ugh. And my partner, my boyfriend that we do the channel with, Mars, he was like, it's not. It's we do this because we love it. We don't expect to make millions off it.
That's
But-
the attitude you gotta have.
Yeah, pretty much. Like we have a lot of fun on it, but it's just like copyright's always been the bane of my existence because sometimes I like to go back to my videos and respond to comments, and because those are rare. We sometimes get crickets, but then there's 2 people who will comment. I'm like, this has made my day, even the trolls.
Yeah.
So
Even the
word of
trolls.
advice real quick.
Yes.
Play it safe. And YouTube's never gonna give you an honest answer or a direct
Yes.
answer. And especially messing with music, don't even mess with it. And because better safe than sorry. Get your
Yeah.
music from YouTube Studio. They have free music.
There's a
that they-
YouTube studio?
Yeah, YouTube Studio.
Yeah, you get free music.
It's free music. You can get clips. You don't have to even give copyright, and it's free. And I use it on my channel, and it's safe. And guess what? I've never been dinged for music.
Awesome.
And honestly, just stay away from movie
Yeah.
stuff in general.
Movie
There's a
stuff.
reason why Media Glitch doesn't do movies anymore.
Yeah, they used to be big when you started out.
And I'll tell you what, at one point Media Glitch got owned by Warner Brothers. They came in and seized the channel, and I had to send out all this stuff because we had a bunch of Warner Brothers reviews, movies. And Warner Brothers, and if you looked up my channel, even on Social Blink,
Oh, geez.
you know how it says owner or whatever? Warner Brothers.
Wow.
And we had to work that out. Like, it's so crazy. And
Seized your channel.
yeah, and you never know what's gonna happen. Like, I can't even put Mortal Kombat in my titles anymore.
What?
Yeah, I got demonetized.
How?
because of Mortal Kombat.
We've done Mortal Kombat.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm not this, so like.
I could tell you, we could all tell you, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, but guess what? In 2 months,
It'll change.
it'll change.
Yep.
Of course.
And it's frustrating, and it's that's why, do it for passion, do it for all the reasons that we said.
Would you say that YouTube should be more of a hobby at this point than like, I'm gonna be a YouTuber and make it, y'all?
A hobby at first,
Because
possibly.
not even 1 million subscribers isn't what it used to be.
Nope.
Like barely, there's so many people that hit their million and I never find out about them. They do so many cool things, but I'm overshadowed by Tana, which is weird because I follow video games. I don't know what game she's done lately. Maybe
Wow.
scantily clothed cosplay, but that's me being.
Fans are.
I know, but it's nice to have that person be like, yeah, I'm committed to seeing you. You guys are cool.
Yeah.
And of course, they can be like, I don't watch you guys anymore.
Sure,
But,
but
you know,
you could
it's
also
all-
just consider that, you know, you're looking to make a set number of fans who are your fans specifically. So it doesn't matter if you have
Yeah.
500 or 50,000, as long as you have your set of fans who are gonna come back and watch you every single time, that's all that matters.
Thank you for assuming I have 500 subscribers. That's an honor.
Sir?
So, following up on that question, you know, given all the recent issues that have been going on with DMCA strikes, you know, arbitrary censorship, arbitrary channel takedown, have any of you, that BitChute backups, or have moderating the BitChute?
I just backed up my videos just in case anything ever happens to my channel, so I have all that video I've done over the years. I think that's the most important part. You know, the channel right now for me is a hobby, and I would like for it to go further, but just for that, the most important part for me is just the content I made, so I protected that by just backing it up. And I think that's good advice for anybody. If you're making videos, make sure you back them up so you don't.
Save your videos,
Yeah.
because you know what, the good thing I'm doing, I'm taking some old YouTube videos and popping them on Facebook.
Yeah, I already do that too. Yeah.
And so it's like, and it's hard going that route, but that's a whole other ball of wax. But save your stuff so it's your videos you made, you can do with it what you want. You don't have to just keep it on YouTube.
Right.
And and so that's what I recommend.
But YouTube may not be the best platform for you.
Right.
Maybe someone like you, maybe you can upload to Twitch,
Facebook.
and they don't care about that.
Instagram.
Let me tell you my Facebook story.
Yeah.
Okay, 7 years I am into Media Glitch. Okay, and I'm up to 8,000 something subscribers. In 3 months on Facebook, 9,000. Sometimes there's a better audience on a different platform now. You know what I mean? You never know. Give it all a shot. Why not? You know. So, right there. What was your question?
I was gonna ask, how much time could one expect to edit videos on YouTube before uploading them, and if possibly doing reviews, is it usually like less editing time, or just kind of individually how long?
I think it depends on like your skill level. Like me, I literally watched. I have Sony Vega 15 is what I use, and I got it on a Humble bundle. So keep an eye out on Humble bundles for editing software, because it's a lot cheaper. Some good editing software is so expensive. But I literally watched a 10-minute how-to basics Sony Vega 15. And then I put out my next video the next morning. But I was always referring back, you always got to be willing to learn. You're not gonna learn it overnight. You're not gonna know it. I don't know it. And you have to be willing to try to better yourself and learn. Like right now, I'm fairly new, and I'm fairly new to editing. And it depends on your style. If you wanna like sit in front of the camera and just basically talk, or if you wanna have a highly edited review. I would say for my stuff, it takes around 2 hours for each minute of like gameplay with voiceover over top of it, sort of like that. But I'm brand new coming into it. Maybe once I get a system down of how to condense it, or a format of how I can go through it. But like as I'm learning, I'm writing things down. I'm saying, okay, this works better. I can complete it faster this way. I was doing it the wrong way this way. But you have to experiment. You have to learn as you go and be willing to change and willing to learn.
Yep.
Can I respond a little to that?
Yeah.
So, you said the thing is perfect. It's skill level, right? I would add one more thing to that, which is scheduling. So, I've been with Reggie all week long, and both of us have different editing styles. Both of us have very different skills and very different software. So I use the entire Adobe suite, it's a Creative Cloud, and that's Adobe Premiere. And I absolutely love it, but I'm also trained in how to do it like professionally. Like I teach people how to use Premiere. The cool thing about it is this: you want to make something go faster, you need to plan things out. You need to know what your topic is, possibly a script. Now, when we talk about script, people say like, well, I don't want to sound scripted. It's not necessarily that, but your intros are always scripted. I'm pretty sure when John the Immortal talks about, hey, his TurboGrafx 16 collection, notice his first shot is of his face, and he's talking to the camera. That's one section of film. The next is pretty much bullet points of what he wants to go over. And as he pans through the entire TurboGrafx 16 collection, I love that video, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Okay. We are both complete collectors of TurboGrafx 16. So he actually has bullet points, so then he can be free with what he wants to talk about. If you have that set up, then you're not fumbling of what am I going to shoot today, what type of shots do I need, where do I need to get these shots, and how to put them in order. You know, that's a big thing. Reggie, one thing that I like that Reggie does is Reggie will use his phone to record himself, the audio one time. Technology is another thing. Yes, you can go out and buy a DSLR and have like a 6-shot. You can also use an iPhone that has a really good camera on it. And these phones are starting to be so good you can have them set up like that. Also, the type of project that you have is very big. Think of this too. You need a thumbnail to go for your project, right? Every time you put it out there, you have to have a thumbnail. You have to have your hashtags in advance. You have to research how many hashtags you can put down and to do it. So what I do for my channel is I have templates. I was showing Reggie this weekend. My templates are all done in Photoshop. So my logo is there all the time. The text that I want is there all the time. And it's literally for me to type in the text and to put a screenshot in, you know, boom, it's set. Not only that, but it's to the dimensions so that the second you turn it into a JPEG, you can say, all right, this goes out. All that stuff is also organized on a 1 terabyte hard drive. So because I do graffiti, gears, which is automotives, and games, I will go into whatever template it is based off of whatever video we're doing. And I would say one last thing, because you're doing something very beautiful right now, which is you're writing in a book. This is just me. Have a book with your ideas. Have a book that says, you know what, I want to do this video. You don't have to do it that day, but in the future you say, okay, when it's time, go for it.
Cool. You know what's cool? John Lester's here. He does this whole event. I remember you gave me the first shout out ever on Twitter for a South Park video.
Nice.
And he's like, I think it was something really simple, like, I kind of like this video. And he had tweeted, and I was just like, oh my gosh, someone watched my video, man. It was awesome.
Cool.
And honestly, like, there's been so many moments like that, like where you just kind of, you go from 0 to like, oh my gosh, it's like 5 people, and then it's 100, and then, you know, and it's been a fun ride.
It's almost a game within itself. Like, ooh, how can I do better?
You know what? I never thought about that. That's freaking, we're leveling up. It was that freaking RPG. Mind blown. Oh my gosh.
Oh my, I got 400 subscribers.
We're on celebrate goals. I think setting goals is super important, and that, you know, your personal goal is just that, you know, and if something didn't work out, reflect upon yourself. Why didn't that work? And be experimental. You know, don't be afraid to try something different. Because like any TV channel, you know, you watch, you know, so many seasons of Office, it kind of drops off, right? Especially if Michael Scott leaves. That's how YouTube is too. People are gonna get tired of you doing the same stuff. Branch out and do some different stuff.
Yes.
You know. And you know, I've been doing this for several years, and I try to experiment now and do a little bit different things. You know, the Area 51 video was kind of like, I was my idea. Corey comes over and is like, dude, you got to do Area 51 and make fun of those people storming. No, but I did an Xbox review, and it was like different. I wouldn't have thought of it myself because I had someone else I was willing to accept. You know, a little stale, out of the comfort zone, do an Xbox game. It was great. Good video.
Right on. Another question? Go ahead.
Yeah, what is your biggest fear being a YouTuber, and how do you like mitigate that?
Go ahead, man. You got something? Sorry.
Biggest fear of being a YouTuber?
Like doxing, swatting, anything like that?
I mean, that's a legitimate fear nowadays,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Oh,
people get swatted.
Opening up a package and having it a bomb blown.
A scandal.
That's crazy.
Get a P.O. box.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
sure.
but you
Go
know,
ahead,
it's
start
still
taking
in
it back,
there.
people.
In there.
Get a P.O.
You
box.
still gotta open that package.
You still gotta open up the package.
Give
I'm
us
the guy
just
who does it for him. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, I do not have a guy who does it.
To be honest, my biggest fear was actually just being on camera itself. You know, I've always been like kind of like, you know, like to myself in a way, and like putting myself out there. It was just kind of weird because people see you, and just like, I don't know, you're just putting yourself out there. Once you're out there, that's it, you know. But once I got past that, you know, it's pretty easy. That fear was pretty much conquered instantly. So I don't really have any fears for the channel. I mean, I guess losing the channel would be a fear, but that's not gonna happen. So yeah.
I had,
don't know about you guys.
well, I had fear when I uploaded my first Road to Recovery episode, and because up until that point I had never told people that I used to be addicted to crack, or that I used to do large amounts of LSD, or that I was a cokehead, and I was just like, it was the hardest time to hit that upload button. When it was all finished, it was all said and done, and I hit that upload button, I seriously thought people were gonna just rip me to shreds. Like, you are a drug, you're nothing, look at you, what a loser, and all this and that. And I found the opposite. I found people who could relate, and be like, wow, just knowing what you've been through and you made it out, I'm gonna try harder. And you know, and to know that you inspired someone is awesome. And I don't know, we probably have to get out of here.
You got like 8 minutes?
Okay, well, we'll take another question. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Wait, no, I'm sorry, go back.
What do you do when you start to feel the passion sort of wane? Because that's what most passions tend to do, just a little
Such a
bit.
good
Like,
question.
it starts
Yeah,
to
very
wane
good.
a little bit. So how do
Such a
you build
good
it back
question.
up?
Start
Or
with
you
Mr.
wait before-
Huh? Gamester actually is a perfect example of the algorithm beating someone up, right?
Yeah.
But he does. Like he said, start a convention. Was his answer. But
I would say there's times when I was putting too much on my plate, having 2 jobs and doing YouTube and doing a convention, and then finally a friend pulled me aside and says, dude, you gotta cut something out. And so I did. I stopped doing the convention that I was passionate about, but I couldn't do that anymore. Gave up one of my jobs because it was just too much. And actually I do one less video now because I felt the burnout. You know, I didn't want to do it, but it was just too much. Because some people think more content is better, and that's not necessarily true.
Right.
Do content that you're passionate about, but be honest with yourself. And I'm married and happily married, but my wife pulled me aside and said, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Not really. I'm tired." She's like, "Go to bed and don't do a video." And the people around you and honest are going to give you the honest answer, and it happens. And it just again, change it up, be experimental, maybe do less content, take a break. People are going to be okay with it. Your true people that follow your channel are going to give you take a break, they're going to be like, good. Take a break.
they're rooting for you.
Yeah.
The real people will be.
Go ahead. Add to this? Because this may be the last time you hear me speak. Remember when they were talking about having thick skin and trolls and things like that, how to deal with them? When you leave here today, please, 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 don't just take that knowledge and just apply it to YouTube. Please apply it to all of your life. When you go to work, when you go to school, when you're driving, apply that, and it will make you so peaceful. When you get burnt out, go outside. Go outside.
I can't.
I'm afraid of the sun.
I mean, you're talking to the wrong crowd here, dude.
Here's what I
That's
mean.
good advice. Good advice.
No, it is.
It's not
That vitamin D. I know.
Okay.
That's
Skip
it.
starts smoking.
If it's not 107.
No, you're good. These
Unless
are
you're in Arizona.
the word content creator is no different than the word artist. Okay, you cannot create if you do not see what is out in this world. Okay, although we stay behind a box and we look into it and we see other things, we can Google whatever it is. If you cannot go out and experience, you cannot feel, and if you cannot feel, then you cannot produce. When your passion dies or is beginning to die, it's because you are no longer feeling. Go outside.
What do you got?
I mean, I'm kind of an inside homebody person, but I mean, it is good.
No, I'm not talking about what he said. I'm talking about when you get burned out.
Oh, I try something different. I just do something completely different. If I get tired, I like to draw. That's another thing I like to do. That's one thing me and you have in common.
Yeah.
I like to draw. You know, if I get tired of doing game videos, I'll start to draw. I'll film it, you know, to add content or whatever, and now I have a drawing video. I change it up. Because you can get burnt out. You can totally get burnt out by doing the same thing. Change it up. And don't be afraid to change it up. It's your channel. Do whatever the hell you want. You know?
Burnout. What do you do?
For me personally, I just call family and talk to them, and you know, I get a second wind or energy from it. You know, talking to your friends and family really can help you if you get burnt out. You know, one of the things that happened to me is that when I did YouTube, I started like doing too many videos and burning myself out. I wasn't even playing video games really. I would just keep making videos and trying to make everybody happy, and I got burnt out bad. So I was like, oh,
What are you talking about?
I know, right? So, talking to my family just really helped me ease the pain, and that's what really helps me.
And for me, burnout, you won't see a video for 3 weeks. You know, and I'm just like, oh, you know what, I'm going to watch movies and I'm gonna play games. Because there's nothing worse. Yeah, there's nothing worse than like you're burnt out because you're editing and you're doing all these videos and you don't even get the chance to do the things that you love to do, like play a video game. You're too busy talking about video games. You're too busy editing you talking about playing video games. So like, you know what? Let's just play some video games, man. And that's what I do, you know. So I think that's it for us. We'll be here a little bit. If you have any other questions, you can come talk about it. We're gonna have to shut this panel down. We shut this down, huh? Yeah. Saturday night, last panel. You guys, thank you so much. You gotta do what you gotta do. All right, do what you gotta do.
Put them on the spot.
Yeah, we can cut that.
That's good.
No problem, John. I love the videos, man. Because you know, that's what.
I believe I do.
So I want to make sure that
I do, but they're always
almost no. But yeah, I want to make sure it's something.
Ross, can you protect that? Kind of move it off to the side.
No, but we were live.
Yeah, so
So like, remember how we talked about the platforms and stuff? Way bigger on Instagram.
What's up, fuckers?
Or on IGTV.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a shout out. Show the good drawings.
Yeah.
That was my first. Whatever. Thanks, guys. I can't really see the chat or anything, but thank you for watching. That was my first panel. I don't know if I did good. I don't know if I did bad, but I think we're gonna end it here. Stick around a little bit later. We're gonna be on Star Wars channel doing VGT, so hopefully we'll catch you there. And I'll see you. Thanks. Turn this shit off. I'm sorry. How do you undo it?
Totally see me in the back.
It's still on.
It's still on?
Yeah. You want to say anything?
Hey, Radical Reggie here, and back at you with nothing. I was going to say another video.
I'm trying to figure out how to end it.
Oh, here, I'll show you.
You end it like.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you being here. Where's the thing? This thing. There it is. I got it. Stop. See you guys later.